Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Shoaib Aftab from CES Lums and I welcome you all to another live info session. Before going any further, let me tell you who we are. CES commenced its journey around 4 years back when Lums management opened the doors for the wider community. Ever since, we have been offering courses from different genres, and recently we have launched certificate programs. So for further details, please go to our website, that is ces.lums.edu.pk. In this info session, we will be discussing about our two upcoming courses. The first course is Introduction to STATA by Mr. Ahmad Ayub, and the next course is Interior Design by Sophia Mir. Ahmad, thank you very much for being a part of this session.
Thanks a lot for welcoming me. Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm grateful for to CES that they allowed me to offer this course. I'm really thankful to you guys. So what they wanted me to show you today or speak on, it's a brief introduction to what this course will be about. Let me just share my screen. Okay, I think should be live, right?
Yes, we can see that.
Yes. Okay. Is it on, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, Ahmed.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay. So let's start. Okay, so this course will be an introduction to STATA, offered by Center for Continuing Education. Just to introduce what this course will be. So an overview of the situation or the things that are happening outside in our professional life or academic life. So we know that the data analytics is a part of our lives now, and we want to acquaint ourselves with statistics and start building a base for coding. So why everyone usually asks that whenever we start with a new software, we are focused with coding only, and why we have to learn the language, because every software is a new language that we learn. So that's the sorry. So that's the bottom line here, that when you're trying to learn a new software, it's just as you're trying to learn a new language. You have to understand how it should be used. What are the ways it can be used, and in which I'm getting some disturbance here, Shweb.
No, it's fine. We can see the screen.
It's fine. Okay. Yeah. So where was I? Okay. So I was talking about coding. So when you start to learn a new software, it's just like that. You're starting to learn about a new language. The more you practice it, the more you learn it. You have to see where you can use it and how to use it. So increasingly in recent times, you can see that data science is becoming more and more important in every day of our lives. And we can see that in mostly the development sector, STATA is being used for data analysis. So it's important to actually add a skill in our pool of skills that we have to actually enter the market. So again, it's either if you're learning a new skill, either we're doing it by passion, or we're trying to make money out of it, right? So that's the practical aspect of it. So with STATA, you will require a strong grasp of statistics, but with that, coding is very important. So why I stressed upon coding? Because anyone who starts with a new software, either it's STATA or even Excel, right? Even Excel, if you are trying to learn Excel, you have to learn to code, which is why this course will be very focused on how to make logics. So basically, if I'm trying to understand, okay, how much population in the rural Punjab altogether aged 25 years or more are educated, right? So it's a complex question. It seems like a complex question. How to answer it, we don't know. We have to ask data or any other statistical software that that to basically answer this question. Essentially, sorry. Essentially, how to ask data to perform this action to answer this question. That's what we'll be learning in this course. Uh, Okay, so the learning outcomes, the first one will be familiarization with common data analysis tasks, such as cleaning, transforming, summarizing, and visualizing data. One thing that I learned in the market, in the educational, so I've done work with in the microfinance sector as well. I've taught before as well, still teaching. One thing that I've learned is that when you do data analysis, nobody will ask you to do regressions, or might be once or twice, and be asked to do regressions or correlations. Most of the time, you'll be asked to clean the data, input the data, and transform the data in such a way that it seems meaningful and you can ask questions from that. So most of this introduction to STATA will be based on these concepts. How to learn to clean, how to transform the data. Is it in the wide form? Is it in long form? And then to summarize and visualize data for our understanding. So that's the major goal and the outcome that we will be focusing on. The second one is to produce meaningful descriptive statistics and informative graphs. So it's again related to visualization of data. Again, when you're presenting, you want data to speak, right? Why we collect data, we actually have to speak about, or we have to discuss about the changes that we are hoping to get from from the data. So that's and how we take data to speak? It's by making graphs and useful descriptive statistics. And finally, once we have all these tools, we can actually answer some policy-based questions. So, for example, as I mentioned just earlier, that what percentage of the rural Punjab or maybe rural Sindh aged more than 25-year-old are educated? So if we have those numbers, then we can informatively, if we have those numbers, like for example, less than 20%, 30%, right? We can actually make a policy out of it. Okay, these are the areas that we should focus on. We should direct our funding. We can actually talk to the government, and then we can form a policy recommendation. So this is why STATA will help you to answer these questions. One thing to note here is that we'll be working with, so we'll be starting with some, you can say dummy data. So the data that I've made up to make you understand what this software is. But over the time, we'll be starting to work with the real world data. So for example, Pakistan Social Living Standard Measurements, Measurement Survey, so PSLM, Labor Force Survey. There are the other agriculture census, maybe population census. So we'll get our hands dirty with the real world data, and we'll see, okay, what are the actual problems that people face out there in the education department, in maybe urban unit, or maybe someone working as a private employee at Beacon House, City School, wherever. So whichever domain you can think of. Data analysis will be part of your job, either at a larger domain or a smaller one, but this will help you a lot in that aspect. So just a brief overview of the topics to be covered here. So we'll be starting with data basics and data exploration. So just to acquaint people with what STATA actually is, and then actually working with how to explore data, what variables are, how the variables are stored, what type of variables are, and so on. We will then go to data cleaning and management. That's the biggest and most challenging part while working with data. So you don't know if the numbers entered are correct. You don't know if a person's name, for example, Ahmad is AHMAD or AHMED. So again, the names are different. So we might be assuming, okay, these are the same person, but the spellings are different, right? So we have to clean that data. And so on and so forth. Sometimes addresses are wrong in like development surveys, and so on and so forth. By data management, I mean generating new variables. What kind of variables you will need to actually explain the task at hand. Distributional bivariate analysis. Okay, if you have incomes of a group of for example, adults, maybe you can see, okay, what's the average income for a rural household, or comparing the average incomes or age of two groups. So that's where we'll be doing the distribution analysis and comparing two variables. That's the bivariate analysis. Then we'll be doing inferential statistics, okay, descriptives, and some inferences about, okay, what's the mean? Is it the mean close to what we were expecting or not? Then we'll be doing graphics, how to produce graphs. Stata has a wide variety of how you can actually alter the graphs or to your to your ease. And then output management and merging should be with the output management. So again, what type of output that you're requiring? Is it so output management is basically the results that you get in Stata. It's not necessarily that those are how you want to present them. Okay, so it might, the table might be disoriented and so on and so forth. So this thing, I have observed that the people usually struggle with this output management. We'll be learning how to merge two or more data sets. Macros and loops, this thing is a bit more towards programming side, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. And macros will be and loops usually help you to do analysis faster. I strongly recommend to learn these, and I'll hopefully do these as well. And finally, correlation, regression, and testing. This thing is, if for example, if you're doing PhD or masters or MPhil, this thing is very important. But again, in the job market, so for example, ideas or SERP or these good research organizations, most of the time they do everything and before regression. That's the major part that they do, and mostly the regression correlation testing. That's very minimal of their tasks. So we'll be touching on this this aspect as well. Lastly, I just want to stress upon, so many people, even the students that I teach, again, given the pandemic situation, everyone is stressed on the issue that in class, online learning is not as good as in class, or maybe the other way, that if the lecture is recorded, then why should we take an online session? Again, the first point, I agree, in-person class are the best. The interaction and the feedback, that's the highest when you're doing the in-person classes. But unfortunately, nothing. So things are not getting better. Inshallah, things will get better. So we will inshallah offer this hopefully in the summers or fall. But currently, given the pandemic, synchronous teaching is the most closest to the in-class engagement or in-class sessions. So there are three things that are most important in the synchronous learning as compared to the asynchronous. So synchronous means so मैं आप लोगों को online lectures दे रहा हूँ. Asynchronous meaning के मैं अगर आप recorded आपको मैं lectures दे दूँ, then you can watch those at your own convenience. But there's a convenience in asynchronous, but synchronous sessions they promote classroom engagement. So okay, when I'm talking to you live. You can obviously, and at any time, you can discuss your issues. You can give feedback. You can interact with me and enhance your learning. So there's a dynamic learning part. You can explore the ideas, any new thought, any new code that you can think of, any new logic that I don't know, and you can think of, and we can discuss that. And finally, the instructional depth. So again, frequent interaction actually stimulates your learning your learning instinct. So there's a urgency का भी part synchronous learning में होता है, that when you're live you have to think fast. Again, थोड़ा सा इसमें it's on the positive stressful way, but you think at a faster pace, and then you can come up with the new learning ideas. So overall, this is the introduction, or the brief overview of what the course will be. You can ask, okay, why not learn Python, R, and other statistical softwares? Those are good as well. I'm not saying those are not, they don't do the job, but they're a bit more complex as per my understanding. I also use R, but they're a bit more complex. Stata is easy to use and straightforward. Obviously, it has its limitations, but it's more straightforward than R and Python. Uh, with that, I'll open to questions. If there are any questions, please go ahead.
Right, Ahmed, thank you very much for sharing your course outline in detail. Thank you very much for that. We do have some questions, and we would ask them towards the end of the session. In the meantime,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, we have just got this question by Mr. Rafi. That is data cleansing possible in Stata?
Cleaning. Okay, so gee, Assalamualaikum, Rafi. So data cleaning is definitely possible. It's the most frequent thing that you do while working with data in Stata. So, for example, you can type one of your issues with the data cleaning. For example, as I mentioned, if I have, for example, let me think of a good example. Okay, the name example that I just gave, that AHMAD and AHMED, or for example, when a surveyor is entering the data in, for example, Excel. So usually you use Excel files in Stata. They usually place a special character or a number with your, for example, names. Or in other words, if you're entering CNIC numbers, you don't want dashes, right? You just want the 13-digit number. So what you can do is, that's where the data cleaning comes in, that you can just write one command, and it will drop all the special characters. You can write one command, it will replace what you want instead of that special character, right? And all sorts of data cleaning that can you can think of. So
Right.
the answer is yes.
Right. Thank you, Ahmed. We do have some more questions, and we would request you to stay around, and we'll ask
Sure.
those towards the end of the session.
No worries.
So, guys, that was about Stata, about our new course, and now we'll be discussing the course outline of interior design. We are very pleased to have Sophia Mir with us. Sophia, can you please go through your course outline and just let us know what people should expect from this course? No, Sophia, we cannot hear you. There seems to be some issue with the internet.
All right. Let me know once you can see my screen properly.
All right. In the meantime, that Sophia is back with us. Let me let me tell you about the course dates for interior design. The course will be commencing on March 9th, and the last class will be on April 20th. So it's a 6-week introductory level course, and participants will be learning about 2D and 3D visualizations, and Sophia will be explaining everything in detail to you guys. So if you have any questions regarding the course outline of interior design, you can go to the course page on our website. Our website is ces.lums.edu.pk, and just click on the tab courses. go to interior design. The course outline is there. You can download the PDF file of the course outline. And if you have any more questions, please email us. Email us at ces@lums.edu.pk, and we would route your queries to Sophia. And I'm sure she'll be very happy to answer all of your questions. Uh, right. So Sophia, can we have you back one more time? Let's hope we can hear you this time.
Hello, Assalamualaikum everyone. Thank you very much. Can you hear me all right?
It's slightly better, but it's not perfect. But let's just try.
So, my name is Iman. I'm an architect and design profession.
I'm sorry, Sophia, we cannot hear you. Unfortunately, guys, there seems to be some issue with the internet connection. But as I just mentioned, that if you have any queries regarding this course, please email us at our official ID. We'll route your questions to Sophia, and she will answer them. Okay? Or everything regarding the course outline, and regarding if you have to apply, you have to apply online through our website. So do that. So Ahmed, in the meantime, we have received one more question regarding your course. That do students need to have a prior knowledge regarding statistics or any other thing that they should be aware of before enrolling for the course?
Okay, this question is frequently asked, and so yes and no in a way. So you do need some information. Okay, what a mean is. Okay, what a standard deviation is. That I just said some information. Obviously, I'll be going over the concepts in class because I understand this is an introduction to STATA, and with that, I also understand that people with little less knowledge of statistics, they also want to learn a software package. So again, if you have a little knowledge of what mean and standard deviation is, that's the two most important statistics that we usually use. Obviously, we'll go ahead with others as well. But if you have some knowledge, or just try to Google it, if you can understand what mean and standard deviation is, you're good to go.
Right, right. Okay, that good. That's good. Thank you for clearing that up. And what is your target audience for this course? Like, who are the ones who should enroll for this course and who will benefit the most?
So number one, people who are currently in the job market and working and dealing with the data. So data analysis, that's number one. People who are currently professionals. Second can be students who want to learn a new software package for data analysis, maybe for their current work or maybe for the grad studies, or trying to just add something to their CV. And as we know, it's a data science, the age of data science. So it's definitely important that you have more than one tool of data analytics in your bag. So Excel is not enough these days. You have to go ahead of that. And thirdly, people who are trying to get in the job market. So, for example, and mostly development. So development people for the development sector. As I mentioned, SERP and IDEAS are the leading companies, leading institutes, which bring in great research, and to do that, you need data. So whenever for example, if you're applying for SERP or IDEAS, you need to have a test. You have a STATA test that you have to do to actually get to the second stage, right? So that's which is why STATA is important for trying to get into the development sector. And then again, for the private companies, if you're trying to go into the private companies as well, they do ask for some data analysis every now and then, whatever role you have. So for those individuals, you can say this course can be useful. So in essence, these four categories, I would say, can enroll.
Right, right. Thank you for that, Ahmed. So, guys, this course will commence on Feb 23rd, and the last class will be on April 6th. It's a 6-week introductory level course on Stata. Regretfully, we could not have Sophia with us, but please feel free to go on our website and email us and ask as many questions that you have, and we would get those answered by Sophia Mir. Ahmed, thank you very much. It was very nice having you with us, and we wish you all the best. And I'm sure this course is gonna do really well. And we are getting lots of enrollments for this course. So all the very best, and we hope to see you again.
Thank
So
you
guys,
for having me.
you're most welcome. So guys, this was our informative session regarding our upcoming courses. We are constantly adding new courses every month. So please follow our social media pages and follow our website to stay updated. Until next week, thank you very much for being with us and take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you.